Cheers, boys.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Liquor Run. I am Jake.
I'm Nick.
You almost said your name was Knute.
I was looking at you.
I'm Knute. And this week we will be reviewing Fleischmann's Royal Vodka. What is the price on a handle of this, guys? Who was the last one to buy it?
I believe
I
Jake
was.
Yeah.
That is $14.99.
$14.99. I believe I saw it at a liquor store for $13.99 recently. So this is, bottom shelf, horrible vodka. 40% alcohol, or 80 proof rather. The handle is, this better be 175 and not one of those fake handles that's only 1.5 liters.
No, I think it is. It is.
It just, like, in my hand, it doesn't feel like 1.5 liters. It feels like 175.
Yeah.
So, as with all of our podcasts, we will start off by each taking a shot and then saying how it makes us feel, which I'm going to guess is bad.
Very, very dirty.
Very dirty. We also, our shot glasses are all not quite the same size, so we will rotate them each time, so...
Cheers, boys.
Cheers. We'll rotate them so that the same person doesn't have to keep taking the big one.
Yes, one of our shot glasses is a fluted shot glass, so I believe it's 2.5 ounces.
No
idea. Yeah.
It's bigger. It's noticeably bigger. Like, the other shot glasses comfortably fit inside it.
Yeah. Nice and cozy. So, how was that, boys?
Horrible.
Yeah. It's got
It has a little bit of an aftertaste.
Fleischmann's has a little bit of a bite on the way down.
It tastes like nickel. The aftertaste tastes like nickel or iron. Like it tastes metallic, but like not in a good way. Not like the way I used to lick on magnetics when I was 8. In the way that I assume this is what they go through in Flint, Michigan.
Yeah, you could be right. Yeah, no, Fleischmann's is of the low quality vodkas definitely has a more of an aftertaste than usual.
And I'd like to separate it into there's two parts. Like, it's in your mouth, and then all of a sudden it just kind of hits you a little bit.
Yeah, when it's cold, it's not too bad initially. The aftertaste still sucks, but the initial hit of it is not as bad.
And that is something I want to point out, that especially for cheap alcohols like this, it is important to drink it cold or on the rocks or something. If you did this warm, you might as well, I don't know, just throw up.
You would have heard a lot more sputtering from us.
Yeah, that is
chug rubbing alcohol.
That is cold rubbing alcohol.
That's or bleach, that works too.
That's a mistake that a lot of college students make. They don't properly ice or chill their drinks. I remember, I think it was sophomore year, when a bunch of my friends were living in Cali Quad where they have balconies. We always put our beer out on the balcony in the winter, like in the snowbank, because why would you not do that?
Of course.
Why would you drink Budweiser warm?
Yeah.
That's horrible.
I think my friends that go to Buffalo, actually, when they got that, I think 2 years ago, they got 6 feet of snow.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And
that was 2 years ago.
Yeah, they were in a house, and so when they opened the front door, it was essentially just a fridge. They carved out some space and just put all their beer in there.
Yeah.
Like, it just turned into their fridge. Especially when they lost power for a couple days. So.
Well, at that point, do you really want to do that, or are you trying to keep heat in the house if you've lost power?
I don't know. I guess if you want to have, actual food, but
yeah,
I think at least for food wise, definitely the best time to lose power is the winter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It would really suck to lose power in July and then everything goes bad in 6 hours.
It does.
Yeah.
Frequently happens on Long Island for whatever reason. There's just too many people. Too many air conditions running.
My family has a house in Vermont, and when Hurricane Irene hit 5-6 years, it was the year before Sandy.
Yeah.
And it's a lot less.
It was my freshman year of high school.
Yeah, it's a lot less famous because it only hit Vermont and not Long Island.
It did hit Long Island. Just not as bad as Sandy.
But so the house lost power for a couple of days, and it took us a while to get up there because part of the road leading up to the house was also washed out. And we had I think a half a pig in the freezer because our neighbor had pigs. So so much delicious bacon just completely rotted.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
I know, it was pouring out for the fallen homie,
but that Vermont house, perfect place to brew alcohol.
Oh, perfect place. I have brewed it's better than brewing in my dorm room, which I'll be doing tomorrow.
Yes.
But yeah.
You're doing that tomorrow?
Yeah, well, I mean, the Halloween party's in 18 days, and, it takes 14 roughly to ferment. So I kind of procrastinate a little. I was going to do it on Sunday, but I hadn't picked up my yeast from the mailroom, and the mailroom's not open on Sunday.
I haven't picked up my yeast.
Well, I also I apparently forgot to bring my yeast from home. I swear to God, if I go back to my room and dig through a drawer and find yeast, I'm gonna be so mad because I should have done this a week ago.
How much does yeast cost?
I got a pound for $14.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I know, right?
And you don't go through that much either.
No, you use a tablespoon or two
Yeah,
per batch.
I remember
because
when
it
we made
grows on its own.
Right.
So if I could put in an itty bit, it would just take a lot longer. If you put in 2 tablespoons, you're starting with more and it grows faster.
Eventually, it will get to the point where there's enough to ferment whatever into alcohol.
Yeah, I know. It just it's more of a time frame thing.
Right.
If you wanted to, you could again ration your yeast forever.
Yeah, that's true. Makes sense.
And then also if you wanted to, you could open it before it's finished fermenting, take some of the yeast out, and now you have an infinite supply. You can always grow yeast.
Yes, you can.
Yeah, it's like corn or any other farmable product.
Which makes you wonder why it costs $14.
Yeah, you would think that for an infinitely growable resource, they would charge more for it.
But that's the point. It's infinitely growable.
No, that's what I'm saying. It should be $10.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. It's
Did you get,
most of it's probably packaging.
True.
What? $15 for just a plastic bag?
It's not just a plastic bag. It's a high quality, airtight thing because it's a bacteria,
living organism.
Living organism, yeah.
All that.
Oh, true.
You wouldn't get that as a computer engineer, computer scientist.
True.
Whatever you are.
I'm a lot of things.
I don't even know.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm just rattle off a list, Knute. What have you made alcohol?
What have I made?
I know the prison wine, the rum, the strawberry wine.
So I should probably explain what all these words mean.
Right.
Prison wine is really vague.
Very sketchy too.
We call it prison wine because it's not dissimilar from what you might expect to come out of a prison toilet.
Bathtub gin style.
Bathtub gin. So the way I ferment my own alcohol, and part of the way I got into this was, I wasn't 21. And
Naturally.
Yeah, but you don't have to be 21 to buy yeast. And also, it is cheaper if you do it. I do roughly 5 gallons at a time, and that is cheaper. So, prison wine, I like lemonade a lot. And for whatever reason, I was like, lemonade should totally be fermented, despite the fact that acid and yeast probably don't mix. It was really gross the first couple times.
And the party we had we didn't get to really have the full effect of it because it got shut down within an hour, I think. When we first had it. Was that post Bing? 2 years ago. Yeah,
because I stopped making prison wine after sophomore year because that was.
Yeah, no, it was the time. It was time.
It would have been being tracked though, because I didn't start fermenting things until.
It was tracked.
Yeah, because I didn't start fermenting things until second semester sophomore year.
Yeah.
I made rum twice. The first time was horrible, and then a lot of the bottles got broken because the next morning after we first started drinking it, you guys weren't at this. This was just a smaller thing. There was, I think, 7 of us. 4 people threw up, and then the next morning someone opens the freezer and the bottles fall out and break. The whole apartment smelled like this horrible alcohol that we had all just thrown up on. It was atrocious. We're really glad that it broke and we didn't have to drink it, to be honest.
Just get rid of it at that point.
Yeah, just get rid of it. So that happened. Then prison wine I made a couple of batches of, which again was literally lemonade concentrate fermented. Not the best. I also was too lazy to properly filter it, so there'd be more yeast. I kind of got low grade yeast infections from drinking prison wine because there was always some that was still in there. Then last year is when I started to get really good at it. The hard apple cider I made for the Halloween party that I'm making again right now. That's good. And honestly, it's not that difficult. I don't get fancy apple cider. I literally just use simply apple juice. You can find in any supermarket. Yeah. The only problem with that is they usually don't have it in a lot. I pretty much buy out the stock every time I do it.
Yeah.
You get a 5-gallon water cooler jug, dump out all the water.
Yeah.
You put half your apple juice in, the other half the apple juice you heat up a little on the stove to melt in roughly 1 pound of brown sugar per gallon of apple juice, and then pour that back in. And you want the temperature of the liquid when you put the yeast in to be like, I think scientifically they want it in like the 80 to 90 degree Fahrenheit range.
You're not a scientist though, you're a college student.
I'm a college student and I don't do anything with specific measurements. If you feel like the jug and the jug feels warm but not hot, you're probably good. You know, within a little margin of error. Again, you got to think, is it hot enough that it's going to start, that you think it's going to kill a bacteria? Don't put it in. But you also want it to be warmer than just cool, because you want to incentivize the yeast to grow. And then you can buy like a swan neck, like, bubbler thing, so it lets the air out but not in, because when the yeast ferments it, it's going to release CO2. Otherwise it explodes. That's not fun. If you don't have one of those, that's called a bomb, yes. And now you have like the sticky thing, 5 gallons of the sticky thing all over your floor.
Yeah, that'd be unfortunate.
If you don't have one of those, you can also use a condom. That's what we did last year because I couldn't find mine.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
If you use a condom, though, you got to be like very good about washing it out, because otherwise the spermicide on it is also a yeasticide.
Yeah.
So,
Pro tip, though, I believe that first party where you made, the first time we made prison wine, or you made prison wine, with me and Ritesh, I mixed the prison wine, which was just whatever lemonade,
fermented lemonade
with I think it was Cruzan rum, came out tasting like beer. Like it was the
no, we also mixed it with
thing.
Mountain Dew. It was like Mountain Dew and rum.
Mountain Dew was good.
Yeah.
Yeah. But for whatever reason, when I mixed it with just straight, I think it was silver rum, it came out, and I was going around to everyone. I swear that people thought I was trying to drug them or something. I was going around and it was like, taste this, taste this, taste this. Like,
well,
that was
you don't look like someone who would drug someone.
I mean, I'm not quite like you, but
Yikes.
But yeah. So and it was just I don't know what it was about it, but it tasted like beer. It was the strangest. It was the most weird thing I've ever had. So yeah, that's a pro tip. But yeah, as far as
lemonade and Cruzan rum taste like beer.
Yeah, so if you're have some money to throw around, you feel like drinking beer, just make your own alcohol and mix it with rum. I guess that's the moral of the story.
Just make your own beer.
Or you could do it the fancy way.
But is that fun?
No. Like
Beer's
that's
also
a fun way to get beer.
Yeah.
Right, exactly. Like you're just like that's a story you could tell someone at the party. Like you say, like, "Hey, taste this." I'm like, you're like, "What is that? Is that beer?" Like, nope. Well, let me tell you.
It's also probably much stronger because I don't use brewer's yeast. I use distiller's yeast. So that stuff caps out in the high teens in terms of alcohol percentage.
Mix that with some rum.
And you're drinking something that tastes like beer, but it's like at least 25% alcohol.
Yeah, it's about 4 to 5 times as much alcohol.
It's an alcoholic's beer.
Sure.
I thought beer was an alcoholic's beer. I thought 40s was an alcoholic's beer.
40s is a economic person's beer.
That's a weird way of saying poor person.
No,
yes.
economic.
Economic, because you don't have to be poor to drink a 40.
That's true.
You just have to be concerned about money.
Becomes economic.
Yeah, because they realize that their addiction can't, be sustained.
I have a friend from high school, Isaac, who he goes to Chicago now, and he got into brewing his own beer. But he does it to like make classy beers, not like I do it to make cheap alcohol. But in his opinion, perfect bottles for bottling beer are 40s. So when he's not drinking his own beer, he only drinks by playing Edward 40 Hands.
Oh God, that's have you heard of? I think I've told you about the sidewalk slammer. You would like it. So you get a 40, right? You down half of it. You fill the rest in with 4 Loko, and that is your drink for the night.
Well, you have to down slightly more than half of it to get an entire 4 Loko.
You get a full 4 Loko mixed in with a 40 of beer.
That sounds. It's not beer. It's malt liquor, which is worse.
Whatever.
That sounds horrible.
Yeah, but it's an economical way of getting drunk.
Speaking of horrible things, what can we do to this Fleischmann's to make it better?
What do we have on hand?
Well, I brought my leftovers from my dinner tonight, which is probably about 6 ounces of Code Red Mountain Dew.
And we have about 10 ounces of Coke.
I'm gonna mix mine with lemon juice.
This bottle of Nesquik is empty.
I'll try some lemon juice with my Coke.
Nick, you have You have a third of a cup of coffee here.
I am not drinking vodka and coffee. Let's get that straight.
I'm sorry, I thought we wanted to make Four Loko. So, how are we going? Are we going to each make our own, or are we going to combine all these ingredients? I really don't want to.
I'm thinking I'm going to make my own. I'm going to make from the fluted shot glass, a shot of lemon juice and vodka.
What kind of
Should be
ratio are
pretty
you
terrible.
going to go for?
Mostly vodka.
Mostly
Splash
vodka.
of lemon juice.
Splash lemon juice?
Yes.
Okay.
You might want to pour the vodka first, then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In an attempt to kill the aftertaste, essentially.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jake, what are you going to go for?
I'm gonna go for a little bit of Coke and a little bit of lemon juice. And
Do we
see-
have another glass, or I need to just pour vodka right in my Mountain Dew cup?
I have a cup over there. The black cup's over there.
Okay, yes, I'll get that.
Ooh.
I'm trying to not mess with the mic as I stand up because it's attached.
Very college kid attached to our desk
Yeah, we
chair.
have our
Desk chair.
$25 mic, which you may be noticing by the sound quality, taped to the desk chair
That's
that I'm
way
sitting
too much
in.
lemon juice.
Trying to kill the aftertaste, man. It's shitty vodka.
Now, also, you guys don't. Oh, right, you don't have ice trays. I should have brought an ice tray.
Believe it or not, they can't fit in my.
I would
box.
believe that.
Yeah, it's not deep enough.
Jake and Nick, they're roommates. They live in a normal suite in a normal dorm. I live in on-campus apartment, so I have a full-size refrigerator with a full-size freezer. Hence why I have 4 ice trays.
Yes.
Because my mother is an alcoholic who, well, Mom, if you're listening, you're not an alcoholic. You just drink.
Enthusiast.
Enthusiast. Enthusiast is the right word. But, you know, she's a super ice person. Her mother was a super ice person. And I actually do not like ice in pretty much any non-alcoholic drink. But she's someone who will put like 5 ice cubes in a glass of white wine. She just likes it cold. And
But white wine, I think, from my mom's experience, I think white wine actually does usually require ice.
Yes, but again, like, she'll do way more. I spent all of middle school getting yelled at for not putting enough ice in her wine.
Okay. All right.
Cheers.
That's
Okay, that
interesting.
was misrepresentative of my mother again, but. Verdict?
Killed the aftertaste.
To clarify, Nick did take the full shot,
Yes.
whereas Jake and I merely sipped our drinks.
Yes. Did actually, believe it or not.
You want to try?
Yes, I'll try Jake's vodka Coke.
With lemon juice.
Oh, actually, yeah.
Coke and
Yeah,
lemon
you
juice.
didn't mention that you had done that. He did put a splash of lemon juice in it, and normally vodka Coke I think is horrible. This is very
Yeah, let me try
palatable.
Oh, I can taste Mountain Dew in that.
Yeah, but you hate Mountain Dew anyway.
Yeah.
I love me some Mountain Dew. This is also, again, Code Red. This is not green Mountain Dew.
It's normally I don't like Coke mixed with alcohol because it just kind of the sugar makes me feel like crap.
No, that's
So,
true. I agree with that.
the lemon juice counteracts the sweetness in that pretty well.
Mm. I actually, can you hand me the lemon juice? I want to see how this goes. I want to see how this goes. See, this is the point of this podcast. It's showing you that like simple little add-ons like lemon juice are. In a future episode, we'll get to something that mixes well with triple sec. And triple sec is basically Jesus when it comes to making crappy alcohol taste good.
It is like I am so glad that I discovered triple sec.
Yeah.
Like it literally changed my alcohol experience.
Yeah, I mean we've been buying for our parties lately triple sec and lemon juice, and just mixing random things with it. I mean,
Yeah,
they're very versatile.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's super versatile. Wait, I told you guys about the Snapchat I got from Talal about triple sec, right? This was like 2 years ago.
Yeah, he was just drinking straight triple sec.
Yeah, he Snapchatted me a picture of the bottle. Was like, you need to try this stuff. It's so good. I can just drink it straight like water. I texted him back like a paragraph about why he was wrong and how triple sec. The reason you can drink it like water is because it's 15% and very sweet, and it's not supposed to be your primary alcohol. It's supposed to be an add-on. Think about it. It's basically the strength of wine. So you've got a bottle of wine. Yeah. It's not difficult to drink.
A bottle
an entire
of wine
bottle.
for $7.
Yeah, that's the other thing.
Oh God.
Really, you get it as cheap as 7?
Yeah.
I usually see it more in the 8 or 9, but yeah,
it might be 8 or it might be 8.
I've never seen it in double digits. It's
Yeah.
always it's a single digit bottle, and also because you use it in splashes, so one bottle can last you a while, and
True.
it just
Or
it makes everything better.
2 parties.
Well, I mean, if you're us.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, parties also because it gets passed around. Like,
and I add it into everything because it always enhances everything.
well, I mean, unless if you're using a good alcohol. Well, I mean, that's not the point of this podcast. But
yeah, exactly.
I'm trying to think of something that it wouldn't work well with. I can't really.
Yeah, definitely my new favorite for parties is gin, lemon juice, tonic, triple sec.
So
I believe that was a creation of Jake.
I was gonna say that's kind of like a ratchet Tom Collins.
What's a Tom Collins, Knute?
A Tom Collins, I'm glad you asked, is a souped up gin and tonic. The way I learned it was by reading the side of one of those mixing glasses that my parents have. Anyway, it's a 10-ounce drink that is 1 ounce of lemon or lime juice. My personal opinion is anytime you have lemon or lime, I always go for lime. I just like lime better. But lemon or lime juice, 2 ounces of simple syrup, which again, if you don't know what it is, makes drinking so much better. You can make it on any stove. Literally, you go half sugar, half water, heat it up a little so that it fully dissolves, and you've just got a simple syrup. And it's a nice little sweetener. You can achieve a similar effect in a lot of drinks with like sugar cubes, but then you look pretentious. And it's also, then you have to like crush it up and muddle.
Sugar cubes?
I mean, I'll just use powdered sugar sometimes too, but then you gotta stir it in or like muddle it. If you have simple syrup, it's so easy. Also, a lot of supermarkets will sell it in the same area where they'll have like all the little cocktail stuff. But you can make it at home for basically free. And so that's simple syrup and it's awesome. So the 1 ounce of lemon or lime, 2 ounces simple syrup, 3 ounces gin, 4 ounces of seltzer or I think it's usually supposed to be seltzer, but you could do tonic too. No one would really, it'd just be a slightly different flavor. Shake on ice, pour on the rocks, and maybe add a sprig of mint if you feel fancy.
Tom Collins.
It's the Tom Collins.
Sounds like a very good cheap drink.
Yeah, you can definitely make that economical.
Yeah.
I would say.
Yeah, again,
especially if you make your own simple syrup.
Yeah, and most people do.
Reference this podcast for a recipe to make your own simple syrup.
Again, it's 2 ingredients, and one of them is water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But also, if you decide that you are either you don't have a stove, you don't have sugar, you're too drunk or whatever, any other sweetener will suffice. I guess maple syrup might be kind of gross. Honey.
I mean, if you're really getting creative.
Okay.
Honey is more of what I was thinking of. Like, you could throw honey in there.
To be fair,
though you want to water it down.
The way I think the best way to get drunk now is you start off mixing, and then eventually just go to straight alcohol.
Well, that's what I've always done. I think I've only had Bacardi 151 twice, and I've always started out making it in rum and cokes, and then eventually got to the point where I could drink it straight.
That is true, but that's also a very dangerous game.
Yes,
to play.
that's a very different alcohol.
Because you're like, wow, Bacardi 151, and it isn't killing my throat. That means you're like this close to dying.
Yeah.
Jake raised his hand.
Yeah, I've drinking straight Bacardi Don Q 151.
I thought it was Cruzan 151.
I've drunken 2 liters of 151 without mixing it.
Not in the same night.
No,
not in the same night.
Okay.
Over multiple weeks.
That would have been an intense amount of alcohol.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I mean, I've once or twice for 151. It gets the job done. I mean, it's certainly intimidating, but once you get drunk off of it, you're okay.
But the one way I would like to classify like 151 is you're going to drink it. If you drink it straight, you're going to drink it, then you're immediately going to want to vomit.
That's like our friend Zach once made me. We were. It was actually, you remember Phil from the other night.
Which one's
the
blonde one?
No, blonde one.
Blonde one was Yumi's friend.
Yeah, that was
yeah.
Kid with the beard. I was playing beer pong.
The
entire night. So our friend Zach's friend Phil a couple of years ago was at a party at Knute's actually that got shut down. So I took the party back to my suite.
I had this kid at the party. I have no idea who this person is. I was
probably briefly. It was only an hour.
I would say most likely I was blackout drunk.
It was the same night as the prison wine.
Okay.
See, things come full circle.
Well, so that also means I was blackout drunk.
Yes. So Knute's party got shut down very quickly.
Mm-hmm.
I said, everyone, let's go back to my place. So we were in my common room, whatever. Phil was drinking straight something. I think it was Absolute Citron.
And what is he, a white girl?
So he starts throwing up. He was throwing up for about 3 hours. So I'm standing in the bathroom with our friend Zach, and we had the alcohol with us in the bathroom for whatever reason.
I should clarify, is he's 21, but he looks. Oh no, he's not 21. Right? He's turning 21 at my Halloween party. He's 20, and he looks like he's 40.
Yes, bald spot and all.
Oh my god!
And no, like total bald head. Like literally, someone has told us like he looks like 40-year-old man.
Yeah, a stranger in a dining hall. We were asking people that we had an extra thing of ice cream. We're like, you can have this if you can correctly guess his age. And this person straight face says, I don't know, 40. And so, this was also 3 years ago.
Yes,
this wasn't
he still looked like 40 3 years ago.
When he was 18.
Yeah. So yeah, we're sitting in the bathroom in front of our sinks. Phil's throwing up in the stall in the toilet next to us. To clarify, our suite style dorms have, it's 3 rooms, a common room, and a bathroom. So the bathroom wasn't shared with the whole hall, luckily. So he's just there in the bathroom doing his thing. Me and Zach are standing outside making sure he doesn't die. And he pours a shot of Cruzan Silver Rum and Absolute Citron. A shot. And hands it to me. And says, right now.
That sounds like something Zach would do.
I took it, immediately vomited into the sink. And I wasn't even that drunk. It was just the sheer disgustingness of the shot. Just caused oh my god. That was probably the worst shot I've ever taken.
It was Absolute Citron, though?
Yeah.
How expensive is Absolute again?
It's about
26.
30. I think it's 30.
No,
later.
I think it's 26.
For a flavored one, it would be a little cheaper. It's less alcohol.
No,
it's
actually,
probably more expensive. Actually,
flavor,
it is less alcohol.
Flavors go up.
Yeah,
it's less alcoholic, but it goes up.
Yeah,
I was looking at Stoli prices, and they were all more expensive.
True.
But I think you can probably look for in the 25 to 30 range, depending on your liquor store.
Yeah.
So I back then I drank a little classier. I used to buy like Absolute regularly. Now I'm stuck with Fleischmann's and Royal Emblem and New Amsterdam occasionally.
If your wallet feels like being not happy.
Right. If I can drop $36 on 2 liters, essentially is when I buy New Amsterdam. But so yeah, and it was like Absolute Citron, not my favorite flavor. Absolute personally my favorite vodka, flavor and all. I love all the flavors too, but Citron's not my favorite of those. And just mixed with rum, which not the biggest fan of rum either. That
was before you were not a big fan of rum, though.
Yeah, that's true. I used to drink rum regularly, and then I had a night where I drank far too much of it, and it was really far too much in general. The rum was the major part of it, but then I woke up the next morning and the only taste that I couldn't get out of my mouth was rum. Mm-hmm. So since then, even just smelling rum has made me almost gag.
Which is why you're not going to see rum on here for a little bit.
Yes,
we're making this kid practice for a little.
We're trying to train me back into being able to take rum.
I still have similar problems with tequila, and that dates back to high school.
Yeah, so it'll be a little bit of a process, but maybe we'll see the other two take some shots of rum or sample some rum, and I'll stick to my vodka.
Rum is my favorite type of alcohol. Wait, so Nick, again, you're a vodka guy.
Vodka's your thing. Person.
Jake?
I am a gin person.
Gin?
Unfortunately.
You might be like, oh, he drinks gin and tonics usually. No, I drink it straight. Like a real man.
That is untrue. That is not what a real man does.
That's what a real alcoholic does.
I don't even know if that's true. Let's go find Ernest Hemingway and see what he says about it, because he might call Jake crazy.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
But yeah, the reason Jake is called Hospital Jake is because he drinks gin straight.
Yes. You want to explain bamboozling? Because that is what gave Jake his nickname Hospital Jake.
Should we save that for later podcast? I'm looking at the timer and we're coming up on another shot.
This
is a long story.
That's true. It does take a little while to explain.
This is at least a 3 or 4 minute story.
So we'll save that for another time.
We'll save that for another time. Cliffhangers. We're keeping the audience in suspense.
Yeah, but continuity.
Continuity about what?
Stories.
Sorry.
So,
yeah.
about time to wrap up here. We usually end with a shot. They've still got drinks to finish because they're pussies, you know. There we go. All right. So let's bring the shot glasses back
Oh,
out
that
here.
was a bad ending.
The Coke and lemon juice.
Mine was very smooth at the end.
You're also Mountain Dew, so.
Why
What
do you
happens
guys
is
have these two almost entirely finished bottles?
Okay, so what happened was
I feel the need to like pop the restrictor pour things off of both of them and just combine them.
So to clarify, that we have 2 bottles of Fleischmann's. Both have no more than
This one
a
has
fifth left.
I would say the one in my left hand has maybe a shot and a half. The one in my right hand has like 300 milliliters. I'm just confused why nobody combined them. Yeah.
Okay, so what happened was
combined them.
Saturday night, I was left with the decision of about this much Fleischmann's and a full bottle of Fleischmann's. I was like, oh, we're probably gonna go through that full bottle of Fleischmann's, so I'll save this for today.
Yeah.
But again, that still doesn't make sense to me. I don't think you were thinking straight at all Saturday night. Jake doesn't remember between like midnight and 6 a.m. of Saturday night.
1:30 and 3:30.
We could go into an entire podcast of just that like Saturday night.
It took 30 minutes to explain it to me because I bounced out around 1 and did something and just watched Rick and Morty and passed out. Oh, I have the fluted one this time? Oh, yeah, because you already took the... No.
I can take it if you want.
Oh, no, the bottle's finished. Oh, no, actually, yeah, that filled up the fluted pretty much perfectly.
Wow.
That was perfect
that was
planning.
incredibly satisfying.
Yeah. Oh, yes, I am the pourer.
For this one.
I usually sit in this seat when we do this, so...
True.
I'm okay with it.
Alrighty, boys?
No.
No.
Not ready?
We're not supposed to take chasers on the shots.
Yeah.
I wanted the lemon juice as a chaser.
The lemon... Oh my god.
I remember the continuity that we got off track on. Because we said you, Nick, like vodka, and you, Jake, like gin. My favorite type of alcohol is rum, though close second is bourbon. So
bourbon is very good.
I am sort of carrying the weight of fine alcohols by being both rum and bourbon, whereas you two have... Jake has like a kind of...
Okay, to be fair, gin's price is like... It's like there's the cheap gin, and then it just skyrockets to like good vodka price.
Bombay Sapphire and Curry. And...
The point is, Nick likes an alcohol that is not considered a gentleman's alcohol.
Nope.
Jake likes an alcohol that is just not particularly popular in general. And I like the two most well-known and variable alcohols, and none of us like tequila because we're all sensible human beings.
And that sounds like a good point to wrap up on.
Yeah. So, wait. Final thoughts on Fleischmann's.
So, the Meatmans, which that is the German translation of Fleischmann's, doesn't sound very good. But as far as cheap alcohols go, not the best. Has a very bad aftertaste.
Yeah, if I had $15, I would rather buy 4 or 5 Four Locos.
Yeah. If obviously college kids budget, great for mixing.
Yeah, if you want to make jungle juice, so I guess if you want to roofie somebody, Fleischmann's.
Pretty much I pretty much only drank Fleischmann's Saturday.
Yeah.
And
well, that's all we had.
Yeah.
Well, we did have the Burnett's.
I had some gin, but Fleischmann's was my main thing, and I was just pour it in, drown it with Coke, put some triple sec, put some lemon juice, and it was fine now.
Yeah.
But straight shots from sober to getting drunk, it's going to be a bad experience.
And there are better cheap vodkas you could get.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For your money.
Honestly, I guess we'll probably do Georgie eventually. That might even be next week. But which one do you think you would prefer?
Never had Georgie straight.
I'm a little.
I'm actually
scared to have Georgie straight.
I'm curious to try it though.
Okay.
Only ever mixed it though.
What about Skull? Skull's a $9 liter.
Never even seen Skull. You told me about Skull.
Skull's a $9 liter.
I know we're gonna have to do it eventually, but I will hate the day we do Vada.
Vada. Jake's least favorite vodka is Vada. So cheap. The way I say it, too cheap to afford the K.
Yeah.
That's about it.
Yeah.
So,
like, Fleischmann's is fine.
What does too cheap to afford the K mean?
Vada is vodka minus
Oh,
K.
sorry. I was thinking K is in kilo, but I'm like,
No.
a liter weighs a kilo. I was
It's alright.
I was getting very metric.
Yes.
Yeah.
You overthought that.
I did, yes.
Anyway, so yeah, Vada will be sampling various cheap. The thing is, vodka is generally the cheap alcohol you go for.
Yeah, well, because it's because it doesn't have a flavor. It's very versatile.
Yes.
In a way, you can mix it with a lot of things. If we had been drinking rum tonight, I wouldn't have mixed rum with Mountain Dew. I would have
You never know what
definitely
it'll taste
reached
like.
for the Coke.
You could.
I do know what it tastes like, Jake, and don't do it.
Okay.
Fair. From an expert.
Well, I don't know if I've mixed it with Code Red before, but even still.
Okay, like, to be fun, like, what we've learned is just add triple sec and lemon juice. to
Yeah,
it.
triple
To
sec
anything.
lemon juice will make a lot of... If you have a cheap vodka, for sure, triple sec and lemon juice, and then pretty much anything else to water it down a little, and, it becomes just some sort of fruit juice to water it down, and you have a very palatable drink for something that could be as cheap as $14 for a handle.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
So-
I think the major difference is if we put Absolute with anything we made tonight, it would have pretty much come out the same.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
true.
That's true.
But what we did make tonight was shots.
Yeah.
And that would not have come out the same.
No.
That's
Yes.
where the difference is.
Absolute
Yeah.
would have come out with flying colors.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
Better
that's
colors.
why
So-
the general advice for alcoholics
Yes.
is you start off expensive and then you go cheap.
yes.
So from a biochem major talking to a computer science major and someone who studies economics.
Yeah.
So for your party,
I know more economics than any of you guys do.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So for your party, you could buy, say, 2 handles of Fleischmann, $30.
Mhm.
You could buy 2 bottles of lemon juice. How much is lemon juice?
Well,
$2 about.
$2, so it's
Yeah,
$34. And then you can buy a bottle of triple sec for $9 and
You have a party.
you're
You
at
have a party.
You're at $41 and a party.
a party.
And
Yeah.
a party.
And that is very very affordable.
Yes, that is true. Affordable.
And like when we're talking party, we're talking like 30 to 40.
People?
Yeah.
What?
I don't
No.
know,
Are you
20
kidding?
20 to 30.
No, that's literally enough for each person to have like 3 shots. Think about it, Jake.
Well, to be fair,
There's 42
Jake.
shots in a handle.
You see, Jake's used to drinking alone,
Yes.
so he doesn't understand. Yeah, he's
Economies
acknowledging.
of scale.
He doesn't. Yeah. You would need. I would say if you were going to 30 to 40 people, you'd need to add at least another handle or 2 of the vodka.
You guys.
So-
Okay, true. I'm
Not
also
everyone
in
drinks
my
as heavily
Okay,
as you
you-
can.
you gotta-
us
Yes.
as heavily as us.
Fair.
But yeah, usually when I try to calculate alcohol for my parties, I'm the one who throws the big parties out of the group. I averaging between someone to the extremes of Jake and I, then Nick's a good bit above average, but then you also have like, I'm looking at you in the background, Chris. You got white girls who are gonna like be 5 shots
Hey.
and they're like, oh, I'm done for the night. Oh my god. I usually think that most people are gonna take between 8 and 10 drinks. So if you have 20 people, you're looking at 150 drinks, and again, 42 shots in a handle. You need like 4 to 5 handles for
Oh.
that many people.
That's fair.
to be fair,
Though the triple sec does bring it up a tiny bit, but not a ton. Like
exactly.
maybe 10
No,
or 12
like
drinks.
like most people that like for the past 2 parties, we haven't gone over a half a handle of gin. We've gone through about 2
No
handles.
one wants the gin, Jake, except
About
for you and
2
me, basically.
I drink it also.
Yeah.
I think Iona had some.
I think we're literally that's all who drink the gin.
I think about 2
Val likes
handles
gin.
of
She likes gin and tonic.
Really?
Yeah, well, because the first time she had gin and tonic, my Uncle Art made it for her with like a $50 bottle.
Yeah. Well.
No, it's about we went through about 2 handles of Fleischmann and a handle of Cruzan, and that was it across 2 parties. So
Yeah, but I also-
two handles a party about.
Yeah,
But
but you also
again-
have to remember, like, I pre-gamed both of those parties with a full 4 Loco each, and beer.
Also,
yeah, which would have finished off the Fleischmann's bout.
if you're going on who drink heavily, the first party was only like 4 or 5 people.
They all threw up.
Drank heavily. Everyone threw up. Yeah, I was one of them. And then the second party, I mean, everyone drank fairly evenly. Jake blacked out. Knute was sloshed. Not blacked out.
Amelia was
sloshed.
She blacked out.
You were 100%.
Yeah.
She broke my shot glass. I'm so pissed. So you.
Oh, she broke the solo cup?
The solo cup shot glass. Yeah, I had
That's so upsetting.
I had a little mini ceramic solo cup shot glass, and it's gone.
Oh.
Dead and gone.
I mean, I broke Nikki's wine glass later that night when I got back to Iona's room and I was drinking Prosecco.
Nikki, not the
Scartosi.
Black-haired girl.
Okay, yeah. So essentially, like, it's been as barring last on Saturday, it was the party before that was a core group of people drinking extremely heavily, and then everyone else not drinking as much. So
yeah.
Okay, we did pretty much go through the entire Cruzan and the entire Fleischmann's.
And remember, Lindsay brought a handle of Royal Emblem too.
Yeah, but that was just for her.
That's why she threw up before midnight.
Yes, that's true. Yeah, I definitely blacked out before midnight, but didn't throw up. I didn't throw up until like 2 a.m.
Your night that night was
horrendous.
I'm going to point this out. We were supposed to be ending this podcast 10 minutes ago. We're almost coming up on time for another shot.
Which we're not doing because Fleischmann's is awful.
That is true. Fleischmann's is awful straight.
I mean, I really don't care. I'm a vodka person. It's
okay, and we are approaching that
it's
point
also a
where
Monday
we can
night.
drink it.
It's
fine.
True.
Worse, but after...
I just had a test.
Oh,
so.
like,
I'm going to get drunk later.
Because we're not using a video podcast, I was reeling in disgust after the last shot for a good, 30 seconds.
That's true.
But, I mean, that will also emphasize the quality of what we are drinking.
Yeah.
So...
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
No.
So, I guess we need to make an outro at this point, boyos. This has been episode 1 of Liquor Stories. We're your hosts, Knute,
Nick,
and Jake.
And tonight's review of Fleischmann's was final out of 10. Accounting for price, everything.
5.
I'm 6.5.
I'm going to say 4 because you can make your own alcohol for cheaper and better.
That's true.
And
that'll give you an average around 5 out of 10. So overall, not great.
Yeah, I wouldn't have sex with a 5 out of 10.
Yeah,
I also have high standards. I'm beautiful.
Okay. Also,
yes, you are kidding.
Felder scale 5 out of 10 means average.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah.
As far as price point goes and palatability, price point almost can't beat it.
You
almost
pretty much
can't
can
beat
only
it.
beat it with homemade.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what I mean. So it's very hard to beat with it.
But the aftertaste leaves you unsatisfied for the beginning. If you're just interested in shots, Fleischmann's is not your go-to.
Not at all.
Very true.
Try New Amsterdam. $17 a liter. So with that, let's wrap it up.
All right. We'll see you guys in the next episode. I suppose we'll be doing something else cheap.
Yep.
We haven't decided yet. Good night.
Good night.
Good night.